It will be an episode of the ages, that's for
Yes.
sure. Let's move into the mock draft. LeBlanc wanted to do a mock draft for the 2025 draft. We did one I think it was during the World Juniors,
Yeah, during.
but LeBlanc was dying and we didn't make like an actual video on it. So we're gonna do an actual video version here. So let me pull up the actual draft itself. Again, you guys know that if you've been following for a while, we like to do it on Google Sheets. We did a random draft lottery this time with like Utah, Philadelphia. Like we randomized the order. It won't really matter when we actually make the post itself, but we thought this was funny. We have both my favorite teams at 1 and 2. But anyways, let's hop right into it. LeBlanc, do you want to go first? Or you don't want me to go
I'll
first?
go first because I know you want the Flyers pick.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I don't know, if I'm Utah, like looking at this, if I'm Utah and get the first pick, first of all, that fan base is
Wait,
gonna go wild.
wait. Are we doing team preference or are we doing best player
We can
available?
do team preference. I'm doing mine by team preference. I'm gonna do like a mix of both. Some teams draft best player available. Some teams draft by preference.
Okay.
Now, if I'm Utah. I'll be honest. I don't see a world where they don't take Matthew Schaefer here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. You need a guy there. You need a defenseman so bad.
Like you have Simashev, you got Lamoureux, but they're nothing of Schaefer's caliber.
Lamoureux's going to be a really good third pairing guy. People are really underrating Simashev. He's going to be lights out when he gets to the NHL. Like he might be here next season, is what I've been hearing. But getting Schaefer, like that's your number one defenseman. That changes everything for that blue line. It's unbelievable. So yeah, I agree. Schaefer to Utah, I think is the correct pick. Second overall to the Philadelphia Flyers. I gotta go with James Higgins here. Or yeah, I'll go with James Higgins here. Why not? You need a center. First off, you need like a number one center player, and you don't have that. And I think Higgins would be a perfect fit in my opinion. Again, you could go with Misa here. I wouldn't even hate that. But I think that like Higgins is I think in my opinion either the number one or number two center in this draft. And I think the Flyers need a center and a guy alongside Michkov. So yeah, I'm rolling with Higgins.
San Jose's got a lot of options here because you could go with a center like Misa, who I'll be honest, but you already got Will Smith. You got Will Smith and you got Celebrini for the future, so you might have to move him to wing. You can get your winger of the future in Porter Martone. Could you imagine Eklund, Celebrini, Martone for the future, or him playing with? If I'm San Jose though, I'm gonna go with the best player available, and in my eyes, the best player available is Michael Misa.
I still cannot believe that he did not make that World Junior team.
I don't get it either. Did Martone make the team?
Martone did. What is Misa on Saginaw? Okay. Yeah, I still can't believe that he didn't make that team. Martone did, but he didn't play a lot.
No, he didn't.
So, fourth overall, we talked about Chicago earlier. That's the funny thing. We talked about the Blackhawks and how like we didn't think that they need a young guy alongside Bedard, and they were going to get that, and a guy like Porter Martone. Martone has been lighting it up in, I think he's in Brampton, right? Yeah, Brampton. He has been he might, like, there were even talks of him possibly being the first overall pick at one point. Like, again, I still feel like this draft is still up in the air. These top four guys are like the consensus, but it's still really up in the air for who gets it.
I still think Martone and Misa have a case to go number one.
I think it might even just be like off of team preference. Like honestly, depending on what team picks him. To be honest,
honestly, it might be how they interview.
Yeah. All right, fifth overall. What do you got?
I am Nashville. I got Roman Josi on my team. Yoshi's getting a little older, so I am gonna take a defenseman here. I'm gonna go with Jackson Smith from Tri-City. Very good offensive defenseman. If he was in last year's draft, he may have been the best offensive defenseman in the draft.
Offensive defenseman?
Yes.
I thought he was more a defensive guy. Am I thinking of? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think Smith is a good pick. He's been a real riser in a lot of the rankings we've seen, especially over the last like couple of weeks or so. So yeah, I think Smith would fit in well there in Nashville. They're like a defensive powerhouse too. So it would be very, very fitting for him to go there, honestly. Sixth overall to Buffalo. I think they love to go with forwards. I'm going to go with Victor Eklund from Djurgården. I think he's the next best forward in this draft, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm a very big fan of Eklund. He just I love to go with the Europeans as well. I find Buffalo drafts a lot of Europeans, and I feel like
Yep.
Eklund's skill. Eklund brings a lot of skill, and that's going to help that Buffalo top 6 in the future. Definitely.
Yep.
Seattle does this thing where they don't draft defensemen. They do this thing where Seattle, if Francis is still there by this draft, they go best player available in every draft. So,
probably, yeah.
In my eyes, the best player available has got to be Anton Frundell.
Yeah, Frundell's up next for me. He's also on Jew Gardens,
Yes.
right? Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think Frundell, incredible upside. Has been a little bit slow in Sweden, I think. Is that Sweden or is that the
That's Sweden. That's the Swedish league, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought that was another league. I'm blanking on something. But yeah, Frundell, really talented. Again, he's on the same team as Eklund. I think like those guys are going to be going at it for years to come. Again, I think that he probably is the next best guy in this draft, in my opinion. 8th overall to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Look, you need everything, and Roger McQueen is such a great name for the Penguins. You got Marco McGroarty there, who's already a great name. McQueen is on Brandon. So yeah, like he's probably the next best forward in my opinion. He is a guy that I think he's actually been hurt a little bit this year and hasn't played a lot, but when he has, he's been very good, which might make his stock drop a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I like McQueen. McQueen's definitely a great talent. He is hurt right now, or he was hurt. I'm not sure if he's gone back, but I think he's hurt his draft stock. But I like that pick for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Moving on to the St. Louis Blues. This one, I don't know. I'm on a center. I think I've got all centers except for Smith. But I'm St. Louis. I'm gonna draft Caleb Desnoyers out of Moncton.
Ooh, yeah. So Desnoyers, the best of the Desnoyers brothers. Moncton Wildcats.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I like Desnoyers. Again, I really only kind of know him because of his brother. I think he has real talent. Like he was even looked at one point to be like a player who was going to get selected in the top 5 at one point. Honestly, I feel like his stock has dropped a little bit lower since then, but I still think he can be a real steal at 9th overall in the draft going to St. Louis. And hey, they need another really good guy, and I think that Desnoyers would be a perfect fit. And then last but not least for me, for the Ducks.
Remember, the Ducks go like a player not expecting ever. Player not.
They are. So I'm gonna go with Logan Hensler.
They do need defensive prospects.
Where does Hensler play? Boston?
Hensler is Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. Yeah, same thing. As I can't spell.
Same thing.
Same thing. It's red, so it's same colors. Yeah, I think Hensler is a guy who's off the board, and they need defensive prospects. They need a player who, like, again, can play defense. I think Hensler is a defensive defenseman. So I like Hensler from that perspective, and I think that, again, like Anaheim, they have a lot of young guys in the back end, like Minchukov, Zellweger, but they need another one, I think. And I think that Hensler is that perfect guy.
Yeah, Hensler is a guy that is kind of falling on draft boards because of his skating. But that I always say skating is fixable with coaching.
It reminds me of Juracek. That was another thing with Juracek, but I think it can be fixable and can be done. This is our top 10. Again, we're only doing top 10 just because
we're not at the point where we can do top. Once we get into playoffs, once we get close to the playoffs, we might expand it to lottery.
Oh, we will. Yeah, we will. We 100% will. Because back with Nordcast, we would do that a lot. So yeah, the top 10 order that we have, Matthew Schaefer, James Higgins, Michael Misa, Porter Martone, Jackson Smith, Victor Eklund, Anton Frundell, Roger McQueen, Caleb Desnoyers, and Logan Hensler is our top 10. LeBlanc, how do you feel about that?
I like it. I think there's a couple surprises in there, and there's a couple of really good names falling. It's like a real authentic mock draft.
We're also recording this in February, so there's a very good chance that things will change.
Yeah, once we get to the combine and all that, and all the interview process, we get stuff come out. Like, we look back at our first mock draft from last year. I think we got everything wrong.
Yeah, over here, this is what it was in this first column right here. Yeah, we got a lot of things wrong. Like this guy wasn't even Celine Wallenius wasn't even picked first round. Hudson was not picked first round either.
He wasn't picked first round.
Cole Iserman didn't drop to like down here. Greentree didn't drop to like down here. Yeah, we got a lot of things wrong.
We got the top two right. Got the top.
That's about it. So yeah. Well, that is our 2025. I think it's our second one that we did. So yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below.